Hello, welcome to today's session. And today we're going to be talking about the UCS coordinates, yeah, and how to actually make drawings considering the UCS coordinates. Okay, if you've noticed before now, when I make my geometries, you see me actually making them on my XY plane, like you've seen, like so. This one, yes, if you want to know your XY plane, you're viewing from the top. So let's make a drawing. You're viewing from the top, like so. You always draw on the XY plane. Yeah, like this. Just like you're seeing here, the CS icon here is showing you the XY plane. And when you want to extrude, if you're extruding towards the Z axis, like you're seeing here, the blue axis. So if I'm to extrude this geometry, you see it's been extruded towards the Z axis. Yeah. So if you want to visualize this in real time, you see that, okay, where you're standing on, or if you're sitting right now, everything is being placed on the surface. That surface can be seen as the XY plane. Well, everything placed on the surface, the ones that are three-dimensional, almost everything on Earth is three-dimensional actually. So they are being extruded towards the Z-axis. That means facing your ceiling if you're in a building or something. Yes, they are being extruded towards the ceiling, as you can see, like so. So that's like this in a very simple form, a good explanation for this. So if you notice, I've been making geometries on the XY plane and then extrude it, and then sometimes I rotate it to place them on any other planes. Like if I want to place a geometry here, I will have to create it on the XY plane. Let's say I want a circle to be here. I can create it here, like so. And create the circle here, like so. And then you see it's on the XY plane. What if I want to create this circle on this face? What if I want to create it on this other face or on this part head? Okay, this one is also the XY plane. What if I want to create it here on the ZX plane? As we see, like so on the ZX, if I want to create something here, there are ways to go about this. You see now, this one is a little bit difficult. You have to go through using some other tools like I think 3D rotate also to rotate it to fit your axis. So if I turn on my orthogonal restriction and keep it like so, then I can now move this and place it somewhere here, for it to stay on that surface, which is a little bit tedious. As you can see, that is a lot of work to do. You can see it like so. It's really a lot of work to do. It's really a lot of work to do, and that's not what you want to be doing everyday modeling. So there is an option right here. You can see over here. It's called the coordinates. If you check the coordinates panel inside your home tab, you see the coordinates panel. You see a lot of options, and usually, if you want to switch this, you can come over here and change this. Let's say you change from the Z axis and you choose any of this you choose. If you choose any of these, that means the other axis will be rotating about it. Yes. So let's say I choose the X axis, for instance, and I come over here, you see, I can rotate my Y and Z axis about my X axis. Yes. Can you see this? Let me turn off orthogonal restriction so you see it clearly. And I think I'll have to remove dynamic input so you see what I'm doing. Yes, okay, like so. You can see it's rotating about the X-axis. Can you see this? Please, if you can see this, use the chat box. Okay, so now the next one is, now if I rotate here, it means I'm trying to rotate my X and Y axis about that point. And that's not what I want to do now. I want to shift my my Z and Y axis about the X axis, and that's not what I want to do for now. I want to go over to the next one. I want to move my Z axis. So this time around, my X and Y axis will be the one changing. So I want it to come around this plane. Yeah. No. Okay, like so. Where was it before now? I don't know. I forgot it. So it should be like this. Let's see how it works. This is X and Y. Yeah. Okay. So now keeping it like this. Now I come over to the Z, and let me choose Y this time. I want to move it like this. Okay. So now you see my X and Y this way. See the X and Y. That means I can actually draw still on the X and Y axis. Yes. You still draw on the X and Y axis. So now if I draw, by making it geometry, you see it like so. Remember, you draw on the X and Y axis and you extrude towards the Z axis. You draw on the X and Y plane and you extrude towards the Z axis. Now, if I want to extrude this, you see where it will go to. Extrude, and you see like so. Do you understand this? Do you understand this? Do you understand this? What I just explained. There's an easier way to do it actually, but let me get you. Okay, you understood it. Or more, are you on this call? Okay, now I haven't said all this. The next one I'm going to do is to talk about the some other option you can actually use to achieve this same thing. Let's say you want to draw on this face. There's an option there. You can decide to choose the view option, the object option, and this one. I like using this one because it's quite direct and straight to the point. Face option. So you see, if I select the face option and I come to a face, you see it direct the UCS icon to that face, and it will make the XY plane directly aligned to the face, as you can see. Like, so if I come here, you see to align the XY plane accordingly to the face. If I come to the top also, it changes it and it aligns it to the face. Do you understand that? So now if I want to draw on this face, I just have to select on that option and come here and select on the face I want to make my geometry on. So now the XY plane is being aligned to this. Whatever you're drawing now will be on this face. Now this face will be your new XY plane. So imagine I want to make this. I'll just have to come here, maybe try to get the center of this geometry, and then I can draw. There is something wrong there. I did something. I aligned it to this other face. See where the XY plane is. I aligned it to this other face here. And that's an error. So let's see. Let me confirm it first before actually agreeing. Okay, yeah, you see, I aligned it to this face, which is wrong. I wasn't supposed to align it to that face. So I come back here, select this face, and I select this face. That's my XY. And now I want to draw. Something going on. I do not accept it. Face. Select this face. Not so. Yes. So. I don't know when my system is slow. So now look over here. You see, you have options to either flip, next, flip. So if I go next, let me turn on my dynamic input so I will be seeing this thing on screen. So if I go next, it will go to the next phase, which is this one, like so. You see it here. If I go next, to go to the next one, like so, so it begins to switch between these two faces. So if I go X flip, that means I'm flipping the X axis, like so. X flip again. You see, Y flip again. If I want to accept it, I just have to use my enter keyboard. enter key, and I accept it. This means that I've selected this face to work on. As you can see, we have our XY plane being aligned to this. So if I am making my geometry like so, I can do that. Do you understand what I just did? I saw it coming actually. I saw it coming. So I'm going to undo some series of things I've done before now. Okay, so undo. I want it to be as it were in the beginning. Okay, so we have, okay, Cheesy understands, but we need to actually keep everyone on the same page. Okay, now we have our XY plane aligned to the default, and then our Z axis coming up like so. So now we want to do something. Let's work on changing the XY plane. I talked before now, I talked about this, where you can rotate it about any of these axes and then switch the other two axes. So if I'm rotating about the X axis, you know, the X axis will be at a point, and then the Y and Z axis will be rotating about that X axis. Okay, so I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's go to this other one. And I'm going to skip all others, the view, the object, and then talk about the face because it's the simplest and it will help you understand this for now. That's so now go to face, select it, and then we want to align it to any of the face we want to work on. Let's say I want to align it to this face. I select this face. Now, if you notice, if I switch over to this face, you see the X and just watch the XY plane. See how it flips. I come here, you see the XY. I come here, you see the XY. Are you seeing this? Can you see this? If you can see this, please type in using the chat box. We can see the changes. Please type in using the chat box. Okay, Omo can see it. Cheesy and John Paul can see it. Okay, so that is it. So if you align it to any of this face, let me turn on this. If you align it to any of this face, so it will be aligned like so to the face. Now you see, I have to accept, or I can flip, or I can go next rather. And you see it goes to this other face at the back. I can go next, comes back here. So I can decide which of those faces I want, or I can flip the X and Y axis like so. If I do X flip, see where the X will go to. You see? I go X flip again. So it comes back. I go Y flip. See the Y is being flipped. I go Y flip again. And it's back. So I have to accept it. Having accepted this thing, you see that this will be our new XY plane. That means you will make your drawings on that particular plane. Like so. So let me turn off the some things are missing here. I need to bring them on. Wow. Let me see. Can I actually? Well, yeah, EW. Let's see. I need to do something. Let's see if I can get the view tab. I was thinking for a while. I don't want this. Is there a way I can do this? Admin security. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now You can see my screen, right? Can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, please use the chat box. Okay, so go to view. I want to turn off this UCS icon so I'll have space to work with. Okay, just go to view and then I'll turn off UCS icon. Okay, so it's gone. But we know where our XY plane is currently because we actually set it that way. So I'm just going to go home, and to confirm that I'll choose this face and then set it to be this face. Or I can set it to be this face. It's already this face, so I'll just accept this face. And then I continue. Now, if I make any drawing, like so, let me come here and turn on center snap. Okay, the center snap is on. Just going to take this off and take this off. I'm going to take the nearest off. Leave this once, let them be on. So now I come here and I'll snap to the center point and move around this edge. Wow. Now I can make my drawing. There's something wrong somewhere. I snapped to the wrong point. Yeah, I did snap to the wrong point. What's happening? Okay, so yes, we're back here. And like so, I'll just draw my circle and keep it. Something is happening, which I don't know about. Okay. So now you see, it's because it was aligned to that plane, we can actually draw on that plane. Now let's say we want to make a drawing on this face. We'll go over again and come to the face. And then select the face we want to draw on. In this case, this face, accept it. Now, having accepted that, you can now draw on that face. Let's say you want a polygon of 6 sides. 6. And then you select the center. In this case, this center. And inscribe one. You just drag to the point where you want it to be. And you keep, that's all. So you can go on and on and on and on, actually making geometries to your faces. I showed you how to imprint. I talked about imprints the last time. You can make a 2D part of a 3D mass. You can convert this 2D shape and make it as part of this 3D mass. So it can help you do other stuff. Okay. Now, so that is it for this coordinates. If we want to ever go back to your previous coordinates while working, just come here, change this unnamed to world. Let's just come and change it to world, like so. And you will have it back to be back, and come and just change this to whatever view, southwest isometric view in this case. You have that, you come here, change this to whatever view you want. Let's say top view, for instance. You have the top view like so. So you understand. Do you understand what I just explained? Okay. Okay. So Cheesy understood, Jean Paul understood it. More. Okay. So let's see. Let me see something. There is this. I think I understand. Okay. You're thinking. You should not think. You should actually know. That's what I'm hearing. You have any challenge, you can ask, and I'll be very, 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 very glad to actually explain. So if you have any challenge, just let me know where you have the challenge, and I will actually help. So you can type where you have your challenges, and I will help with that. So I can beat this and rotate it as I want. I just have to turn off. I'm trying to do something here. Don't worry. Just I will explain later. Just follow me. I'm waiting for your question no more. Okay, I'm rotating a face actually. I'm rotating a face. I copied the face of this 3D mass, and I'm trying to rotate it. I want to achieve something. I want to try out something. It's something in my mind that I want to try out currently. So when I achieve it, I will explain it. Um, this should be turned off. Um, okay, let me keep it this way. Okay. Oh, it's not rotated. I haven't familiarized myself with the interface yet. Or more, you have to go back to our YouTube videos and make sure you familiarize yourself with this thing. It's very easy. Trust me, it's very, 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 very easy. It's very easy. Just for you to decide, okay, this is what I want, and focus. Don't lose your focus. I want to move this object. Yeah, I want to move it from this point to, no, not to, I want, okay, I know what to do. I'll select you. Let me hide this tab. Hide floating menu control, okay? And then come here. That's 3D move, yeah? Yes, that's 3D move. This point. F8. Okay, so I'll still have to move it again. Move this point, move inside. Okay, so like so. I want to try out something, so follow me, please. Now, let me see if I can slice this using that surface as a plane. I'll go to solid tab, go to slice. Select the solid I want to slice in this case, which is this, and enter it. And this time I'm going to select the surface option, and then it will say select surface. Okay, select surface, and I will select this surface. Okay, This surface selected. Wow. We did not recognize that as a surface. Let's select this. Is this not a surface? The surface is selected. So it's not recognizing that as a surface. So that's where the challenge would be. Okay, okay, okay. So I think I'll make a surface first before I do that. Delete this, delete the region. Why would they call that a region? Surface editing. No, blah, blah, blah. I need convert to surface. Hmm, no, 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 no. Okay, blah, blah, blah. There should be a convert to surface option. I can't see it. Okay, since I can't see it, I'll have to create my own surface then. How do I create a surface? By extruding a line. Come back home, choose my line, or I extract it from this edge. So this is the line I want to. Now I come, I do extrude. Extrude it to this point. Okay. I have surface extrusion. Now that surface extrusion should be rotated. And I need to turn this off. I want to give it overdose. Okay. One or more surfaces associated with the dividing for surface. Continue your question. Overdose. Okay, let's keep it like so. And leave it. Let me observe. Okay, the first one had this, which was a region. Delete. Now, the second one, surface. Okay. So I want to move the surface now. Move, move this. Move it like so. F8 to make it straight. Okay, so it should move like so, and then we try to slice it again. In this case, I select slice, select object to slice, and I select the surface option, select this. Okay, enter. Let's see. You see, we achieved it. using the surface to slice that. So if I want to move this, I can move it like so. So we'll use that surface to slice it. Okay, so you saw that, right? Wow, John Paul, you're lost. I you saw me make my mistake and corrected it, and you're still lost. Well, I will explain it again because now it will be easier to explain. Chizzy, how about you? Hello, Chizzy. Okay, so it will be easier now because we've already gotten what we want. So the first time I tried to slice this 3D mass into using a surface, but I couldn't achieve it firstly because I was using a region and not a surface. So now I think I'll need to go and read up on region because I've not really come across that before. I'm going to read up on region. You see, I was trying to slice this using a surface, and it's quite easy to do. All you have to do is align your surface to the point where you want to slice through. Like so, for instance, let me move this upwards. Let's say I want to slice it like so. Um, no, I don't want, I want it to go up to the Z axis. It's going the wrong way. Let's say you want this, and you want it to go. Let's say you want it to go up, like so. Now, imagine you want to, slice this object that is here, and you want to use this surface as the cutting edge. Like, okay, you want to slice something, but you have a surface that you want to use as a cutting edge, and you've already aligned it like I have done so. Imagine it. And then, okay, you want to continue. So you come down to your solid tab to slice it using the slice tool. Yes, you want to slice it using the slice tool. Select slice. And now you select the object you want to slice. In my case, this 3D mass. And enter. After you enter it, you see some options. There's planar object, surface, z-axis, blah, 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 blah. You already know that you can select two axes and slice it into two. I talked about it in our previous session. So now you can also use a surface to slice. So selecting the surface option, then selecting the surface you want to use, and then enter it. You notice that this has been sliced into two, like so. Do you understand? Cheesy, do you understand it? Okay. All right. That's nice. Having understood that, I think we can go over to some other things. Let me look for some other things I can work on. Okay, let me hide this. What I'm trying to do here is that sometimes the tool I'm using for this call, it covers some areas of my software screen. So I'm trying to hide this tool. If there's a way to make it auto hide, Oh no, there's no way to do it. It doesn't have auto hide, so you just have to be doing it like this. Okay. Anybody that understands how to report to Zoom should tell them that one. Okay, now we've talked about almost all of this section player. Um, um, I don't want to draw much here to talk about much of this thing. Maybe from time to time we'll be coming back to it whenever we need to do a bit of basic practice. But I would advise you to practice. Go out, get resources. You can ask me questions from here, and we will. I will respond to them. Now, having said that, I think we've come to the end of today's AutoCAD session. Okay, but you have to be on the call, and the streaming will have to end now. Yes, we'll have to end the streaming now, so we can actually do some other thing. And whatever we'll be doing now will actually help us from our next class. Okay, thank you very much for attending today's session. Just stay on the call, please.